Yo, what is going on YouTube? My name is Sunny Money if you did not know. Welcome to the channel. And today we are going to be covering some Anthem news. Just in case you guys did not know, this is new gameplay that came out last week on IGN's channel, covering the Storm, Interceptor, and Colossus going through a mission called the Lost Arcanist. I'll link the video in the description below if you guys wanted to see the original video over on IGN's page. Shout out to those guys. Today I am going to be covering some questions that's asked by the Anthem community and answered by the devs over on Twitter. More so the questions that stood out to me or that I felt like were pretty important to me. But before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know that I am doing a giveaway of Anthem. I am giving away 4 digital copies to the platform of your choice. One winner gets 1 copy. You can enter by clicking the link in the description below. The first winner will be drawn February 22nd, so on release of Anthem. I am doing this in an attempt to grow my community. Because I have been and share my excitement about the game because I've been waiting for this game since E3 2017, so going on a year and a half. So in it, I'm just excited for it just as much as everybody else who's excited for it. So if you want a chance at getting a free copy of Anthem, make sure you enter the giveaway in the description below. So without further ado, let's get started. So one of the questions that stood out to me was, will we have a lot of storage for gear? And Ben replied that he thinks that there is going to be 300 slots. And this actually is a pretty good one coming from a Destiny, Warframe, Division background, where on the launch of Destiny 2, the vault space was very, very small, and they ended up having to increase it later on. And to this day, me personally, I feel like the Division stash size is pretty small, because if you're out farming or if you have a lot of loot on you, you only have 100 spaces in your inventory in the Division, and in your stash I think it's a 140. But with me, maybe I'm doing something wrong with the game, but I can never seem to keep a clear inventory or stash unless I sell everything or I just say, you know what, forget it, I don't care about it anymore. So hearing that there's 300 slots sounds pretty good. First off, that's more than a Division, and I think it's slightly under what Destiny 2 currently has. Now, these next couple questions, they're not too major, but they stood out to me. One as can I save multiple builds for a specific javelin and switch between them without equipping each individual item? And Ben replied, yes, you can do this in the Forge, meaning this sounds really similar to what the Division has in their loadouts. So you can have full-on loadouts in Anthem, which sounds pretty cool. Okay, now this next question, like I said, it's not a major one, but it stood out. Someone asked, if you're playing Ranger, would loot only drop on Ranger in strongholds or just chance for anything to drop on any javelin? And Ben answered with that it favors the javelin that you're currently using, but you can get other stuff as well. Meaning, if you're playing Ranger, you can get loot drops for your Colossus or Storm or Interceptor. And, that sounds pretty neat to me. I got lucky enough, and they did find my question out of the, I don't know, maybe thousands of questions that they get every day. But I asked, would there be dedicated servers or P2P or peer-to-peer? And Mike replied with, there would be dedicated servers, and that is really good. This next one goes on about ammo types. So, you know how you play in Destiny, where Destiny has primary ammo, special ammo, and heavy ammo? Well, this game does not have that. Ammo you get is per weapon, and ammo drops restore both of your weapons. There might be, heavy weapons and whatnot, but the ammo that you pick up from, ammo crates or whatnot will refill both weapons that you have equipped. And now this one, a person asked, "Is there a way to inspect other players' gear or loadout?" And Ben replies with, "Not at launch, but we would like to do this." And I'm just like, wait, so you can inspect other players? Like, I don't know. I feel like this is something that should have been in the game. I don't, maybe just from coming from Destiny, playing Destiny for so long and being so used to being able to inspect another person's gear just to see what they're rocking. I feel like in a game like this where you have similarities, that you should be able to do the same. I understand that in the Division you can't inspect and see what people are wearing, and you can more so just look at them and tell what they're wearing, because the gear sets in the Division stand out, or they're so specific that you can kind of tell just by looking and seeing what they're wearing. But it would be cool to to inspect other people. Person asked, "Will there be content requiring more than 4 people teaming up?" And they replied, "No." And I'm just like, wait, what? So no raids? Hello? And a lot, I tend to compare or, judge this game, or just, because of my big background in Destiny. I have, across Destiny 1 and 2, I have about 2,000 hours plus in both. Not as many as other people, but I have a lot of time in them, and just raiding in Destiny was such a huge part of my experience with them. And also, even in Warframe, doing their raid like activities, it was such an awesome part that I felt like a game like this could really benefit from having 8-man missions or 6-man raids or something like that. But the max amount of people that you will have on missions in this game are 4 people. Maybe hopefully in the future there can be missions where it requires more people to play, where the difficulty level is just that hard that you need more people. But this next one kind of warms me up on the inside, calms me down, cools me back down. The person asked, "Can more than 4 players roam the open world, or is it limited to only 4 players per server?" And they replied, 4 and yes, meaning when you're out exploring your world or the world of Anthem, you will be able to see other players in this world, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I just watched a video the other day of a guy shitting on this game, talking about how the hub world, or how the hub isn't social, and he thinks Anthem is confused about what type of game it wants to be, and this and the third. And it's like, what do you mean? Have you not seen this? Have you not been paying attention to Anthem on Twitter, bro? uh so this kind of it puts faith back into me, and kind of shuts down that guy as well. You don't need a social hub world when you're going to see people in your server as you're exploring the world itself. So apparently, you at level 2, you start choosing which javelin you're able to use, and you unlock the javelins as you level up, and those levels are at level 2, 8, 16, and 24. But Ben Irving said this is still subject to change, so don't hold those numbers concrete. A guy asks, if you and your friends all start the story at one time, will the story progress for all of you, or just the person who invited the friends, the initial person who invited everybody? And Ben said it will progress for everyone. And he then follows this up with somebody who was concerned about, if he were to join a mission with a friend who was further progressed than them in the story, will they be forced to skip ahead in the story, um, or will their story be protected, like nothing be spoiled for them? And Ben said, or no, Jonathan Warner said that you won't miss anything. Your story progress can't be advanced by others. So if you're playing with a friend and your friend's like close to the end of the game, and you join on them, and do their mission, and you've only done like the first 3 missions, you're perfectly fine. Max level is 30 from what we found out, and that there will be named enemies or bosses in the game that you can fight and that will have an opportunity of dropping rare or epic loot. And this is similar to Destiny and the Division. The one I can think of most clearly right now is in the Division. There are named bosses or named enemies in the Dark Zone and in the open world where you can farm them, and they have a high chance of dropping exotic gear. If the world is able to evolve, like, will the environment change, enemies change, and will there be different events, or will it be stagnant like Destiny, no changes? And Jonathan Warner replied with, the world is dynamic, weather, night and day, creatures, treasures, and events, which leads me to believe that there's there's obviously a night and day cycle, but we know that there's the world of Anthem is a jungle. Maybe, there might be a crazy rainstorm that comes by, or maybe even possibly, for some event later in the future, there be snow or something. Who knows? It sounds good to me though. And a person asks, are there hidden secrets to be found in the open world, hidden areas possibly leading to the hidden loot? And Jonathan answered, yes, there are. And this is really big news for me because I am such a fan of open world games that has hidden secrets and deep, lore that has meanings to it, or unknown meanings to it, that the community comes together and find out what everything is about and is. And it sounds so good to me that there's something like this in the game, that I could just go in the vast world of Anthem and just find secrets. I'm gonna leave you guys with what might be the most asked question, or one of the most asked questions that these guys get. Is there crossplay, cross save, of any kind? And a lot of people have asked this, and they just reply, not on launch, not on launch, not at launch. And it's like, oh man, what does that even mean? What do you mean not at launch? Does that mean eventually? Do you guys plan on putting it in? But I actually think it's not even up to them. That's between Sony and Microsoft and things like that. Whether or not they'll let it slide. But I can't help but think about Fortnite and how it's being done on Fortnite. I don't know much about how it's being done on Fortnite. I just know at one point in time, people that were playing Fortnite were actually, PC was playing with PS4 people, were playing with mobile people, were playing with Xbox people, and and they're able to play with the people on Switch. So I hear you say not at launch, but is it going to happen? Anyway, appreciate everybody for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I plan to cover Anthem in its entirety. It's on launch again. Check out that giveaway that I'm doing in the description below. The link to the video is also in the description below, to the original video of this. Also, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about Anthem. Are you going to get it? What are your thoughts on it so far? Man, I'm just really excited to share my excitement with you all as well. For those who are actually, excited for Anthem to drop, I will be playing on PC, so if you're playing on PC, hit me up. We can do something, man. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you guys have a good one. Remember to like and subscribe if you found this content enjoyable, helpful, or entertaining in any way. Hope you have a good one. See you around. Sunny out. Please, I need to return to Fort Tarsus.